beside you, though, is going to be a big threat.
Yeah, we will see where we will be in a race with the tire management and everything. So looking forward to it. For the moment, everything looks great. So we'll see who is the rivals and how far or close they are.
Well, with that kind of pace, it's not going to be a difficult afternoon. Thank you.
So Mathieu keeping it fairly buttoned up there, but I tell you, his teammates were massively impressed with his time when he got out of the car, because apparently he got out and just went, whoa, that was a good one. But do not underestimate, particularly Raffaele Marciello, who will be in the 88 car. It won't be started by the Italian racer. It will be, I was listening to Andrew Saduno started, but I think it ought to be the third driver in Tristan Gauthier. We'll see as we get going, but that got within 0.169 of a second across the three drivers' ties when they aggregated. So certainly that ASP Mercedes seems to be at the sharp end. Let's go back down to Watty again, because we wanted to hear from Raffaele Marciello, the Mercedes 38, and Watty has got the tall Italian.
Raffaele, again, another outstanding qualifying. You dragged every last out of performance out of the Mercedes.
Yeah, it was a good quality for us to be B2. We had a good average lap time, so we can be happy for our quali, but it's only the start. It's a long race, 3 hours. Our car is behaving really well, so I think we can have a good race, but we will see.
Now, are you going to do the last stint as usual or a bit earlier?
No, at the last minute, always.
And a brand new set of tyres for you?
Fine.
Hello everyone, welcome to the stream. We're going to get into this, welcome. I want to do a couple of practice laps, as I haven't done any yet. So welcome back to what is the final round of the GT4 series. We've been running for the last 8 weeks now. It's been sort of like every season has been over the last 8 weeks, up and down. Hopefully we can finish on a better note than how we finished the World Touring Car Cup on Tuesday. Especially since we've got something a little bit different in terms of format for this final round compared to normal. Usually, of course, if you've been watching the series, welcome Jesse. If you've been watching the rest of the series, you'll know it's usually 2 25-minute sprint races. But for today, we have a single 90-minute race to make up the final round. They say it's double points, but that effectively means it's worth as many points as the normal 2 races that we would have. We do have a mandatory stop as well tonight, with only fuel being required. So we'll most likely be taking a 3-second pit stop to take a litre of fuel, compared to a 30-second stop to take tyres as well as fuel. Now, good thing about 90-minute races, qualifying really hasn't sort of been a strong point for me this season. And the 25-minute races have made it a little bit difficult to sort of make up as many positions as I usually have the pace for. In Watkins we got kind of lucky with how things turned out, mainly because it was wet and people made mistakes. That's not to say that'll be the case here, so having the extra time will certainly be appreciated. So we just have 30 seconds left in quali, enough time for everyone on a lap to finish before we'll jump straight into the 20-minute qualifying session. Session timer running out. Car feels pretty good. This is the first flying lap I've done. Apart from I did 2 laps to get the thumbnail you see for today's stream, but apart from that, I haven't done any other practice. The car's driving quite well, so I'm quite curious to see what the pace is at the end of this lap. Run up to line. Enough for a P8, which is alright considering I have race fuel in the car. So by 100 litres, we'll probably actually need more for the actual race. The car is same as it has been all season. The Aston Martin GT4. And we can see getting into. Oh, didn't get to see what the fuel usage was. It was what, 5.75, let's say, at the end of that lap. Let's say 5.8, which is 2.9 litres a lap. What were the top times? 2:10s. So that is 130. So I'm just doing a little bit of math. I'll bring it over so you can see. Doing math to work out how many laps the race will be. So 42 times 2.9. 121 litres, which is about as much as we can have in the car. So we'll need to take about 3 litres at the pit stop. That'll result in about a 3.5 second pit stop. Tyres, we're just coming into the pressure window at the end of that second lap, which is good to see. I'm gonna head out. Welcome, Geeky. We're just starting qualifying. Now, I'm not sure what will be the best strategy for this race. Silverstone is a high tyre bar track, though. Silverstone is very punishing on the tyres, which might make a tyre change more beneficial. Of course, then you're only taking about 60 litres per stint rather than the 120 litres, which, well, once again, lighter car helps the tyres. So I'm really not sure what the best strategy will be for this race. The time loss of changing tyres compared to not changing the tyres will be about 26 seconds in the pits, but then when you come out of the pits you'll also be on cooled tyres, since we've no tyre blankets in the GT4 class. Welcome, Iris. We are just starting qualifying. First flying lap. If there were any drummed frames, just noticed there have been some recently. Hopefully they don't make a regular occurrence this stream. All of the track out of the Vale chicane. Left hand side tires are a bit hot. Just an indicator that we'll probably see some tyre wear over the course of the race. Six-tenths up on the Delta. nearly 7 as we head out of left field. It's up to 13th. See, 2 seconds off of the pace at the moment. Practically off the track there at the exit of the Ville chicane, just running on the curb. Tenths off on this lap.
Yellow flag in sector 2. Yellow flag ahead, watch out in front.
I feel like the tires have slightly dropped off their peak, or slightly past their peak, I should say. I'm just going to carry on as it's good practice for the race either way.
Slow car ahead.
Seven and a half minutes left in the session.
Yellow flag in sector 1. Losing time in sector 1. There's a slow car ahead. Yellow flag ahead, watch out.
if something happened, since there was two people just tripping over each other. The 85 is going again. Surprised they didn't return to pits. I also want to practice a pit entry this session. Been a good while since I've done a proper pit entry. Haven't had to do one all season with the fact everything's been a sprint race. So 5 minutes left in the session. Probably do this lap and one more before practicing a pit entry. Also want to check what state the tyres are in, just to try and get an idea of how much they may or may not wear throughout the race. Lost. Matching our delta on this lap. Through my Gits and Beckett's, I assume, Iris? I mean, in GT cars, you kind of get away with being very aggressive with them. Whereas if you were taking something like an F1 car, of course, you would be driving around them. It does kind of help in ACC that they've got quite a flat model, so they don't point the car up in any way, really. Yeah, go practice the pit entry here. When we to get back around to start finish line. Bit of a difficult pit entry here since you've got the little kink that's a bit oversteered. So we'll keep right here. Practice pit entry, try and open up this right-hander. Okay, gonna need to brake a lot sooner than that. Car slides around a lot more, because it's been such a long time since I've done a pit entry in a GT4 round here. I've always done it in a GT3. But yeah, currently sitting, I want to check the tires. Oh no, I forgot the tires reset when you get reset in pit lane. Oh dear. So yeah, now I have no idea what the actual tires were like. Here it's saying fuel per lap's about 2.8, which is what I thought was from practice session. So good to know that that's accurate. If anything, that's a more accurate reading, so I can just double check. For the better, yeah. I think I am going to go for a sort of a 2-stop. So I will take 61 litres and then I'll put 59 in. But yeah, it should be a fun race. Going from more towards the back. As you can see, there is only one mandatory pit stop to refuel. If anything, track seems like it might be slightly warmer. Well, track should be cooling down. I will say, 28 degrees C at 6 PM in the UK is a very warm day. Might get like 2 of those days a year. You know, that'd be what, 30 plus in the middle of the day, around noon, 1 o'clock. Yeah, it should mean that the conditions should cool off as the race progresses, which will be a good thing. It'll help the tyres. The pressures do seem a little bit on the higher end, but throughout the lap they can fluctuate up and down the sort of pressure window.
20 seconds. 10 seconds.
So yeah, very short formation lap here. I'll say formation lap. A very short run up to the grid here at Silverstone. We're just beyond the exit of the field. So very little time to get any temperature into the tires, such as we're already away.
Car on the left. Clear on the left.
Got a good run here on the Ginetta in front. Go pull to the right hand side. We'll be side by side towards Maggots and Beckett's. Ooh, bit of hip and shoulder from the Ginetta in front. That's going to let us get around their outside. Couple of cars kicking up dust further in front. As we come across the first sector line. Will not quite be close enough to any of the cars in front to make a move into Stowe, but to P13. Go try and get run on the Ginetta here. Which we do down the inside of Club Corner.
Clear on the left.
And we'll take P11 now through Abbey. Back of KTM as we head out onto the Wellington Straight.
Car on the left. Clear on the left.
I can see if I can sneak up the inside there. A bit too risky. Starting the second lap. We have a good few positions up. Got a bit of a run on the KTM, but we're not quite close enough. Go have to lift before we get to Maggots and Beckett's. Get good initial exits. Go force the KTM to defend here. Try and go round the outside.
Car on the right.
Still gonna be alongside.
Clear on the right. Car on the right. Clear on the right. Car on the right.
KTM's really trying to hang on to this one, but we're not going to give up either. Going to be brave round the outside of Abbey. Having a brilliant fight with this KTM.
Clear on the right.
Carry the momentum.
Car on the right. Clear on the right.
I think KTM's coming under threat from a Ginetta, but what a fight. That cost us so much time. You know, we've now got over a 2-second gap to the cars in front, which are in somewhat of their own fight. Ooh, contact, and around spins a Mercedes. That'll be another free place for us. Now we can go chasing down the Camaro in front of us. Looks like a KTM and Mercedes are fighting just a little further in front as well. Running quite wide through Stowe corners. Mercedes and KTM are side by side in front again. Mercedes go beyond the inside for the Ville chicane. KTM tucks it behind but is trying to set up a cutback. Get to the inside of Club Corner. They'll run side by side down past the wing now. Mercedes holding on for now. Certainly closing up till 3 of the cars we can see in front of us. Seems like the top 4 sort of spread out, gone to their rhythm and are breaking away. Slipstream of the Camaro 9, closing up through Maggots and Beckett's. The Camaro got a slightly better exit, but in the slipstream we're starting to close up a bit. Camaro having a slide in the middle of Stowe. Very deep into Ville chicane. Unfortunately, will not be able to carry the momentum on the tight line through Club Corner. See the Mercedes is starting to get away from the KTM in front. Slipstream, we're going to be close enough to go for a move here. And we'll get the move done on the Camaro. Looks like the KTM's close back up on the Mercedes in front too. Slide through turn 1. Camaro's got to run. Isn't going to be close enough to do anything into Maggots and Beckett's. but we'll have the slipstream down towards Stowe Corner. But will not be close enough for any move. And so we can put our full focus now onto the cars in front of us. Gapping the Camaro 9.
Well done, mate. The fastest lap so far.
Running a few tenths quicker than the cars in front of us. Fortunately for us, the KTM not close enough to really be fighting with Mark, as it'd be quite helpful if they were fighting a bit more, slowing each other down more. Slide coming into Brooklands.
Using time to car in front in sector 2.
Gained about a tenth on the cars in front in that last lap. Getting a good run through Maggots and Beckett's, puts us 1.5 up on our delta. Pressures are looking very good. Slightly over track limits there on the exit of the Ville chicane. second. So it is no worries. Out of the field. Cost us some time, but we're still just a tenth. Grid round 3, turn 1. We are also closing up on the Ginetta in front, the number 14. And looks like third and fourth are closing into each other. It might start fighting and slowing each other down. Big slide for the KTM in front. KTM looks to be really struggling with its balance. Pivotal moment there is the KTM was just sort of following the Mercedes, picking up the slipstream, but now is completely fallen out of that slipstream and will be close enough to pick up the slipstream from them. Are not wanting to slow down into farm corner. Of the KTM now. Another big slide for the KTM.
Car on the left. Clear on the left.
Just a slide into Beckett's. Really going to compromise the exit here. But the KTM certainly is struggling. Will be damaging the tires quite a bit with those slides. We'll have understeer this time. Just following in the dirty air of that KTM. Still in the slipstream of the KTM. slightly missed my braking point there. Just blindsided of my reference point being directly behind the KTM. Seems like everyone's starting to hit a bit of tyre wear. All the pace has just dropped by half a second. "20 minutes into the race.
Warning for exceeding track limits.
That's a fair warning. I did cut the corner slightly. I just feel like I'm struggling with so much more understeer following the KTM. Probably is a little bit dirtier, but it's also going to be the tyres starting to wear out. KTM is taking its turn to run wide. Overshot the brakes into the wheel chicane. Oh. Squeezed down at the last moment there. Putting the KTM under quite a bit of pressure. Just need to get the move done. KTM again, just sliding around. Another big slide for the KTM. That's costed a lot of momentum.
On the left.
We're gonna get past into Maggots and Beckett's. KTM pushing for a good exit, but ran a little bit wide out of and through Chapel. Now we're unleashed to continue our chase down of the cars in front. Track accelerate up, dropped 2 degrees. Mercedes looped it. Coming out of the loop. Just spun the car around, trying to put the power down. That's given us another free position. So now we have a 3-second gap to chase down the next Ginetta. KTM is still just lurking in the slipstream. Of course, this would have been the final lap in a normal sprint race for this series. Of course, now we still have over an hour to go, including a mandatory pit stop for everyone, with the opportunity of differing strategies. Good lap here, certainly closing in on the cars in front. Morning, Napa. We're nearly half an hour into our race this evening. That's a little bit wide. Probably could have got sub 111 if I didn't have that wide moment at left field. Say we're about 8 laps away from the pit stop. like there's a battle for the lead forming as well. Gaining 2/10 on both cars in front of us. Two-second gap now to the KTM behind. Good opening sector of this lap. And we're within 2 seconds of the Ginetta in front. Should be the sub 11, of which it is. Gained a good chunk of time that lap. Which now looks like it had a bit of a slide through Maggots there. Slide there for myself through Beckett's, just a little bit wide of the apex. And now trying to put the Mercedes under a little bit of pressure through the loop section. We're now within 2 seconds of both cars in front. go put one click of pressure into the tires for the next stint, just to be safe. Doing that now is I feel like I might pit if I start getting held up by the cars in front. Mercedes out wide there through farm. Yeah, there's 52 minutes left. A little bit wide there from the Ginetta. Just dropped it back from the Mercedes. If we can get past the Ginetta this lap, we'll carry on, but if we don't, we're gonna pit. Misjudged the curb on the inside. The Ginetta also took a good bite out of it. Pit entry. That might be a little far forward. Yeah, it is. So a few seconds lost on the pit in. I wonder where we'll come out on track. hopefully in some clean air, which it looks like we'll just about get. Yeah, we'll have a nice bit of clean air. Matter of bringing the tires up to temperature but not damaging them while we do so. The car is now also slightly heavier than it was at the start of the race, just due to the nature of pitting before the halfway mark. But the tyres still felt good at the end of last stint. Yeah, we were still matching our delta. Looks like the number 6 is coming in to respond. How, let's say, sloppy the pit stop was, I don't see us jumping either the Ginetta or the Mercedes. If that is them in the pits. I know the Ginetta was the number 14, so it's not them. And they do seem to be alone on track. So that seems like that is the Mercedes, which I can see in the relative now it is.
There's a car near the pit lane, watch out.
Which, all things considered, we haven't lost any time despite our mistakes in pit lane. And our tyres are already up to temperature. But we still have a second and a half to close in, which is about where we were when we came into the pits. It does make you wonder if we did perfect the pit entry and the pit stop didn't have to get pushed back slightly, that we maybe could be in front without having to have a battle on track. Ginetta not covering. So maybe they're not going to be changing tires and are just going to be taking fuel. Mercedes using all of the carb there out of left field. Not many cars have responded.
We're halfway through, keep it up.
As we pass the halfway mark. We've closed in about a second on the Mercedes this lap. but should now have its tyres in the temperature window. Maybe still a bit of pressure to be found. That certainly wasn't a great run from the Mercedes through Maggots and Beckett's. And we're right in the slipstream now. Closing a lot, the Mercedes wants to defend. Which all it's going to do is slow us down. Which is just going to play in the hands of the Ginetta. Flipping in so much here. Have a bit more straight line speed, which it looks like we do. I'll pull alongside on the straight and get the move easily done on the brakes. The Ginetta is in the pits, the 14. Still in the pits, so we have managed to jump them. The Mercedes looks like they're trying to come back at us here. I still don't want to push too hard on the tyres at this stage. Just want to run a nice comfortable pace. Number 2 is in pit lane now, which I believe was the driver in 3rd. They were a bit up the road from where we were, so they should come out easily in front of us. Two's just coming out for the pits now. That's them in front. Looks like the gap is about 5 seconds, which is a bit smaller than I thought it was when we went in. Another thing to note is we do have cars that haven't pitted yet towards the back end of the field. little deep on the brakes there. But of course the Aston in front will have tyres that are three laps near, maybe even 4. Well, since we pitted now. A couple more cars coming into pit lane to take their mandatory stop. Aston's starting to catch up to the first of the AM cars, which coincidentally enough is another Aston. Seems to be holding their ground. They're now side by side entering village. The AMP car is still in front. And look at that, we're now within 4 seconds. Will we see a move into Brooklands? It looks like it. The Aston had a look to the inside, but couldn't go for the move. But looks like the AMP car maybe outbraked themselves, went in deep, and eventually did give up the place. And is now coming into the pits, which is great news for us. They've cost the Aston in front nearly 1.5 seconds. But they're not going to cost us any time. Gap now 3.5 seconds. Number 7 was the lead car before the pit stops. And we can see we're about 17 seconds behind them. But there's still one car yet to pit. Out in front, that's the number 1. Still another Aston yet to pit in the AM class, the 22 that we can see on relative. Bring in a good time at 10.7 last lap. A couple of tenths quicker than I've been able to do this race so far. Consequently, they've opened that gap up to about 4 seconds. Mercedes behind is dropped back and is being caught by the Ginetta. The car in front just looks like they're now using that tyre advantage that they have to open the gap up, as the leader, the number 1, is into the pits. Not too surprisingly, the number 1 has gone for a short stop. They haven't taken new tyres, they've just put in some fuel and are back on their way. You can see they're heading down to Stowe Corner as the number 7 is just entering Maggots and Beckett's. Again, the Aston in front, a few tenths quicker than I was. Probably less than half a tyre width on the curb there, out of Club Corner. Are catching up to a couple of back markers, but this time they are a lap down, so they shouldn't be holding any of us up. probably with the fact the Aston in front is just a little bit quicker than I am this race, probably going to find ourselves in a bit of no man's land, unfortunately, for the rest of this race. See the shadows from the grandstands starting to get longer, starting to spread across the track. Drive through for track limits, four of the back markers in front of us. Has had an issue. Forgot to shift up there, but kind of did until the rev limiter screamed at me. .5 minutes left in the race, equating to a normal sprint race in this series. We'll have 12 laps to go when we reach the line at the end of this lap. of slow lap for the Aston in front. We actually gained 4/10 on them. Most likely just a bit of a mistake. Or should I say a one-off mistake. Really, if we won't be catching them, we need them to be making mistakes like that pretty much every lap to the finish now. Fight for P5 behind is hotting up. Looks like it's about to become a three-way fight as the KTM closes in on the Ginetta and Mercedes. Lets us through very generously, and I completely missed the apex at the loop. See the cars behind starting to run high 11s, if not down into the 12s, or up into the 12s I should say, as they start to fight each other a bit more. ID running very wide.
Car on the right. Clear on the right.
Getting in the way a little bit as they try and gather themselves back up after that mistake. That lap. DT4 McLaren that we lapped not too long ago now. K-Tem has made up one place on the Janetta in the fight for P5 behind. Now will they be able to get themselves up into that P5 position ahead of the Mercedes? We gain another 4/10 on the Aston in front. Maybe the Aston is starting to struggle a little bit more on its tyres. Definitely seemed to push them hard when they got in out of the pits. But it could also just be a couple of scruffy laps. They just need to find their rhythm again. Line 3 reveal chicane for myself as the back marker McLaren gets himself stop go 30 for speeding in pit lane while they taking that drive through they got. Certainly not having a good time at all. I think that's meant of being last of those still running. You can see Aston's picked up the pace a little bit. For the 26 3 Cups corner. They are one of the lapped cars. Closed in a bit on the Aston again this lap. Bit of understeer there through farm corner. As a KTM being lapped. I think that's the KTM we had a really good battle with at the start of the race. Another 3/10 that lap. Thought I would get away with that. Apparently not. KTM behind has got themselves up to 5th place. Gaining 6/10 that lap on the Aston, but there's only 10 minutes left in the race. 6 laps to go. See the McLaren after their stop-go penalty has come right back in front of us. It is gonna let us through. KTM wide through Abbey. You can see the leader putting in times that aren't bad at all. 11.9 was their last lap. So still in the sub 12s despite being on tires that are now an hour and 20 minutes old, or 36 laps. 11.0 for second and third, 11.1 for ourselves. Yes, it is a Maserati too, which got to remember. No driver aids in the Maserati, like traction control, like ABS. You know, meaning one lockup could essentially ruin their whole race, putting a flat spot on a tyre and having to carry it through over an hour of the race if they did it, if it's still early in the race. And as the tyres get worn, it's only going to become easier and easier to lock the tyres up. Number 25 getting a track limit penalty now. And 11.3. Yeah, their pace is barely dropped off. I was thinking to myself when I seen how many people had pitted for fresh tyres, I was surprised not so many of the field had done so. So we get a new personal best, sub 12, or sub 11, sorry. Start shifting, make sure I'm shifting up before maggots. I was getting away with it earlier in the race, not having to shift up, but it seems as the cars got lighter that there's a little bit more acceleration to push it into the rev limiter. Deep into Stowe Corner this time. Minutes to go. Looks like it might only be 2 more laps. Aston in front response with a sub 11 of their own this time by. A little bit of a per line through maggots there, compromising us into Beckett's a little bit. to go. Then when we reach the line,
Gaining on the car ahead is acceptable.
gained half a tenth last lap. Look, we're on site.
Leader has finished the race.
So I start having a little bit of a scruffy section. Leader has finished. Being the only person, at least at the front of the field, to not take new tyres at their pit stop. We'll come through for P4.
Checker flag, good job. You did the best you could. Now bring the car back.
Bit of a scruffy end to that final lap, dropping 4/10. But yeah, P4 was a good race. We had quite a few fun battles in the first half of the race. But then second half, unfortunately, was a little bit duller. Kind of found ourselves in a bit of no man's land, trying to chase the Aston in front. Unfortunately, they had the pace on us in the first half of the stint. In the second half, we started to claw back a little bit of time, but it was ultimately never going to be enough. As everyone else finishes, I want to have a little look at the tyres. Down to 1.9 were. And 2.1 there. So you average that out, the tyres would be down to 1 mil of wear, which is still 1 mil. But yeah, that certainly makes me more impressed by the leader's pace. The fact they were able to hold even like an 11.3 there towards the end of the race, they seem, despite probably having their tyres down at the 1.0 range, or at least low 1 millimeter. Yeah, that's very good. They won by 15 seconds in the end. Then the Aston in front of us was further 20 seconds back. So yeah, the front two just in a league of their own this race. And then yeah, we were just 3.5 seconds. It does make you wonder if I got the pit entry perfect, I got the pit stop perfect, and that meant that I then jumped the Mercedes and didn't get stuck behind it for a lap. Could I have been 3.5 seconds up the road and pressuring the Aston? Possibly. Certainly we've been closer. We've been put more pressure on the Aston for sure, but whether we would have got P3, you can never say. But yeah, what a great race. Really enjoyed that. Good, clean racing. A great way to end the season. It's like, okay, yeah, if we had a better quali, probably could have been P3. But we'd probably be in third no man's land for the entire race. That's not fun. That is not fun. So yeah, very enjoyable race. A lovely way to finish the season. With that done, as always, we'll switch over to Art of Rally to finish up stream this evening. As yeah, that 190-minute race pushes us way too late for the LFM race. That started over half an hour ago. But we're still finishing a little bit earlier. It's only about 9:45. There we go. So, first of all, let us see where we finished in the daily event on Tuesday. If it loads, please load. Oh dear. Oh dear. Is it not gonna load? Please load. No? Weekly event? Okay, right, let's try the weekly event then. Last week we finished 51st in the top 10%. Weekend before we were a bit higher, 29th in the top 5%. So let's see if we can get closer to the top 5% at Norway. A bit more relaxed, or unless it's snow and fog. We're starting with a foggy stage here. I didn't take in. I'm going to assume it's Group A, by the fact it looks like we have a Mitsubishi Evo in front of us, judging by the livery and the back end. And so you can sort of see the front bumper where it comes out for the front lights, the fog lights. So, yeah, certainly getting Mitsubishi vibes for it. I'm a little bit worried. My live chat on OBS has seemingly stopped working. There we go, a little refresh. Just none of the messages were coming up for it. Right, so let's get into this weekly event then. At Norway. .8-mile stage, this one. heading into the fog now. I can barely see a thing. And because of that, we're a bit wide into that left-hander. Fog just really bad in that section of the stage. Big jump as we head on to the tarmac section, where stage is going to get a little bit quicker and quite a bit more difficult with the fog. Just by the car into the left-hander, but then was a little bit wide for the right-hander. Final corner. Running in deep because of the just not being able to see the corner with the fog. Lose bit of time at the end at 154.5. 47th there just popped up as I pressed continue. So yeah, 47th, not too bad. We're on to a 6.7 mile stage here on the snow, and we'll be heading out onto the frozen lake. A little bit quick into there. Luckily we have this nice sunset. Gives a lovely glow, which makes it a bit easier to see where the actual stage is on the ice. Braking a bit before that jump. Still a big jump despite braking, but that shows you why we did brake. Over a little island before we get back onto the ice. The fog may not be here anymore to blind us, but the sun is having a little go. Not quite getting a great line through that section as we head back onto land. Another little break before that jump into this fast left-hander. Big jump here. Car did not like the landing, probably should have braked for that one as well. Little small jump there out of that right-hander. Not too far from the end of this stage. Oh dear. Just a little bit too quick. Oh no, come on. Car didn't want to roll back onto its wheels. So that's going to be sort of 5 seconds lost from being on our side for that long, and then another 5 seconds because of the penalty. It's harsh, but that's the way it is. Drops us down to 74th. But thankfully we'll get to repair the car, repair any damage, because there inevitably will be damage after hits like that. Yeah, the gearbox taking a bit of a toll. Surprised it's only the gearbox, but we'll take that. onto a shorter 2.7 mile stage here. I believe this is a very technical stage, if I'm remembering it correctly. Sort of love little chicanes, switchbacks. I will say one thing I've learned from this Evo is, let's get another slide on, doesn't have good rear end grip. Every time turning for a corner, the rear end likes to slide around. And while the front of the car has the grip to turn in for a corner, with how much the rear slides around, it just kind of drags the whole car out wide. Maybe I'm just over driving the car a little bit, but does make these changes of direction quite difficult. Have to be very careful with the driving. Oh, just like there, felt like a little twitch from the rear end. There's the finish, 136.5, sort of quick 360 off a rock. Cost us a little bit of time, but not a lot. Does get us up to 56th for the final stage. We'll be running the long 6.7 mile stage again, but in reverse. Hopefully we haven't done too much damage, if any at all, with that bounce off the rock. Nicely to that corner. And that one as well. I knew the car was gonna be up in the air, so I knew I had to get a lot of rotation into it, and somehow I got that rotation into it. I didn't expect it to go as well as that. So we're on to the ice now. Oh, a little twitch. Oh, look at how the car bounced up into the air as we put two wheels over the edge of the road onto the ice. Well, it might not look like there's sort of a steep edge to the road. There sort of technically is. You can only really tell it's there by the fact of how much it unsettles the car. Big jump as we head back onto the ice. Very messy left-hander there. Oh, that was awkward. When the front came down, it just bounced back up into the air, and you don't have much control of the car when the front wheels are in the air. Heading back onto land for the end of this stage. Oh, it felt like another little random twitch. There's the finish, 237.9 to finish off final stage of the event. That gets us up to 44th. Definitely could have been, well, many positions higher had it not been for the couple of mistakes through there. Getting caught out with the car. But yeah, that is the weekly event. We'll try and see if we can get the daily event now. Yep, there it is, working. Tuesday we got 39th in the end. Not too bad position-wise, but only top 15%. Doesn't look like too many people ran it. So let's see if we can do better today. We've got Group A again at Japan for a long 7.1 mile stage. With Toyota Celica in Safari spec as well. With the snorkel. A bit deep into this right-hander. Got the car rotated nicely into that junction over the crest. Going to take this jump a bit carefully. Try and get the wheels on the ground as soon as possible. Oh dear! Car tipping up onto two wheels very unsuspectedly, sort of grip rolled a bit there. Luckily it came back down onto its wheels. So we did lose a few seconds in that, but we avoided the costly reset penalty. That would have been another 5 odd seconds. Flat out over this jump. Car a little unsettled on the landing, but was controllable at least. Over halfway through the stage now. Flat out through that left-hander. Not far from the finish now. There it is, 327.4. Of course, could have been a little bit quicker if it wasn't for the two-wheel moment. That puts us 34th, top 15%. Not too dissimilar from how we were on Tuesday. But yeah, definitely could have been quite a bit more had it not been for the two-wheel moment. But yeah, certainly caught me by surprise. Was not expecting it, and yeah, at least we didn't have to get reset, because those reset penalties, especially in situations like that where you know, you're already losing time from the sort of whatever's happened. You know, you're a standstill. You know, it takes 1 to 2 seconds for the game to actually reset you. You have to accelerate again from a standstill, and then it's like, right, here's 5 seconds on top of it. You know, that's like 10 seconds are in an instant when it should only really be 5. It is a little bit harsh, but at the end of the day, the game doesn't care what reset you. It could be, oh, you were trying to go flat out into a chicane and cut the corner. It's like obviously then a penalty's deserved, but yeah, moments like that, it does feel harsh. That is going to do it for today's stream. We had some good racing in the GT4s to send that off, and then some nice Art of Rally. I'll be back probably on Saturday afternoon, let's say, for some WRC. Gonna be a little bit busy tomorrow, so can't do it tomorrow. So instead, gonna do Saturday afternoon, hopefully, should things go to plan. Not entirely sure when the exact start time will be. It could be as soon as noon UK time. It could be more 2 p.m. sort of as usual for the afternoon. Play it by ear, see how tomorrow and Saturday morning goes, to be honest. And then we'll be back with our next South Corsa racing on Tuesday. We have a one-off social race. We're racing Formula 2 cars at Interlagos, which should be good fun. We've got a couple of races, a 20-minute sprint race and a 40-minute feature race with a pit stop. Accelerated tyre wear that is going to be really puts the strategies up into the air. Some big decisions to be made, but a lot of different options on the table. That should be good fun. And then next, not this weekend, but next weekend, we have a 2.4-hour race. So just shy of 2.5 hours, 2.4 hour at Brands Hatch on Sunday evening. So that should be some good fun then. And that is most of what we've got planned. I've got a couple of ideas for beam streams in the near future, so we'll slot them in somewhere. Of course, we'll continue on the WRC streams once or twice a week as well. So while sort of this season of racing has come to an end, we've got a little bit more racing coming up soon. And then we have some sort of open space for some fun ideas. Maybe we'll play some variety games. I've got a couple of games I want to play. I'm not 100% sure if I want to play them on stream. Could do, but may just leave it to some other things rather than sort of fitting them in. Might just try and do more fun stuff on Beam. We'll see. But yeah, that is going to be it for now. Thank you all very much for watching, for tuning in today. Iris, Napa, Jesse, and Geeky. Of course, anyone else that was lurking throughout the stream. Hope you all enjoyed the racing. It was good fun. And yeah, hope you all take care. Have a good start to your weekend tomorrow. And I will see you back on Saturday, if not next week, hopefully. But yeah, until then, thank you very much for watching. Take care and enjoy the rest of your evening. Bye bye.